Greetings, tubers. OnPoint Gambling. We're back with part 2 of the Stage Tech Marine strategy. This will be my version, the OnPoint Gambling way to play the strategy. I've already showed you in the previous video how to play it. You start with $10 pass line, establish a point, $75 on the don't come, establish a don't come number, which is now your bad number. Instead of the 7 out, you have to hit the don't come number. I'm sorry, the 7 would. Let me start over with this one. The don't come, once that's established, that becomes the bad number. Instead of rolling a 7 and crapping out, losing everything, you'd have to hit the don't come number to lose a 75, but everything else stays on the table. If you do roll a 7, you will get paid on the don't come and on the come bet, but you lose everything else. So, backtracking a little bit, $10 pass line bet the don't come, that moves up. The remaining 4 numbers you place bet for $10 each, 12 for the 6 and the 8, and then you pay $10 consistently on the come bet. Every time you roll a number, the come bet travels up. You use your winnings from the place bet to go double odds on the come, bet the come again, that moves up. It's a lot of the rinse repeat. If you hit the come bet with odds, the double odds, you go up to 4 times odds. That's pretty much the cap from what I saw in this video. So, best case scenario, you've got your pass line. Oh, I'm sorry, the pass line is gonna have 3 times the odds for, I don't know why it's triple odds instead of 2 or 4, but that's the way he does it. So, $10 pass line, you'll have $30 in odds. Best case scenario, you've got that going. You've got a don't come number, and then the remaining 4 numbers with come bets going from double odds to 4 times odds, and then the come constantly travels up, and it's basically a up and back. You get paid on each one. So he does recommend a couple of different things. I'm going to go over them real quick. Ways I would change this to make it a little bit easier, a little better to play. First of all, his starting bankroll is $300. If you watched my previous video, I actually put another $100 while I was playing into the kitty to keep going, to keep being able to establish as many bets as are out there on the field. So I do recommend at least 500 to start with. We do have that here. We have 500. We're going to start with there. Second thing, when you've got pass line, point established, and you've got 75 on the don't come, waiting to establish that don't come point, he says an option you can play with, you can bet the yo for $5. He said that it's not something you should do every roll. You're trying to eliminate the 11 from being a loser up there. It's one way to hedge in this situation. If you're going to hedge that $75 bet, I would actually bet, change. I'd actually bet $9 to hop the 7s. If you're unfamiliar with the hop 7 bet, it's a 1-roll bet. So you're betting 3-4, 5-2, or 6-1 is going to come out. You have to bet in $3 increments because you are betting 3 individual bets. They pay 15 to 1, and in this situation, we're not trying to cover the entire amount. We're basically covering half in this. So I would do $3 on each. So if I do hit one of these, let's say we rolled the 4, 3, 7, we would lose this, we would lose that, and we would lose the 2 non-hop bets. But we will get paid here, and it's 15 for 1. So in this case, you would get paid 45, and you get back the 3. So you win 48, but you lose 85. It's a half hedge. It's better because instead of covering the 2 possible rolls of the 11 that would lose on the don't come, you're covering technically all 6 of the 7 rolls with a bet on each. So you're covering 6 of the 8 ways that you could lose that don't come bet. To me, that's a better way to play that. Once again, is that something you want to do on every roll? Every time you have a don't come bet out there, you're trying to establish a don't come point number. It's completely up to you. It's $9. There's a good chance you're going to keep burning through $9 each time. There's also a chance that you might even hit the 2 or 3 and get paid on the don't come bet. That's best case scenario. So we're going to move backwards a little bit in this discussion real quick. And I'm sure it's going to come up in the comments, but, so, we'll put this back up here. Starts over the pass line bet, establishes a point, then he bets a don't come. So now you've got $85 at risk for this next roll. Now, I'm thinking, instead of starting here, why don't we just start with 75 rather than don't pass? It's a completely legitimate way to play the strategy. You actually, once you establish the points, let's say it's the 9, now you can go right in and bet $10 each on the remaining 5 numbers, and your $10 on the come. You don't even worry about odds back here coming on or off with them each time you lose a don't come bet. And it'll work the same way. It's just you're getting into the strategy a lot quicker. So basically first roll, or hopefully with first roll, you establish the points, and then you can go right in to the betting. Whereas the other way, it's like you establish a pass line number, the points, you establish a don't come bet, then you gotta move up and start. You're shortcutting a little bit. To me, this works a little bit simpler. However, since we are gonna stay true to the spirit of the way Stage Tech Marine presented it, we will play it with a pass line, and then go to the don't come and establish a don't come number. Which brings me to my last point, the odds. He has 3 times in odds on the pass line, and then goes double odds the first time you establish a come. If the come hits, he goes to 4 times odds. I know some casinos out there have a max of double odds. You can't go past double odds. Some casinos still have the 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times restriction on odds. So you can't go 4 times on the 4 and 10. So I want to show you a little trick that goes back to the pass line. That a lot of people maybe not know why it's 3, 4, or 5 times odds. So let's just say we're just going to play as combats. So let's just say you have $5 each on the 8, 9, and 10, and you've got, your 3 times odds there, 4 times odds there, 5 times odds on the 8. And obviously the pairs work the same, but when it comes to time to paying these, this gets paid 6 to 5. So you get even money for the line bet. 25 is going to pay 30. Over here you get even money for the line, 3 to 2. So you got $20 there in odds. You got $30 in win, and this pays 2 to 1, so you get even money on that. 15, you got to pay 30. So I don't know if you ever noticed this, if you do play it, but if you do the 3, 4, or 5 times odds, 3, 4, and 5 times odds, you will win $30 for that odds bet, no matter what's out there, plus the 5 if it's a $5 table. So we're going to use that as a suggestion on this. Instead of going double odds, think up to 4 times odds, you're going to do the 3, 4, or 5 times odds for a $5 bet. So instead of, I know it's basically like 1.5, 1, I'm sorry. No, we'll go through it in a second. So let's say you have come bets there. You're going to treat it like it's a $5 table and go 15 here, 20 here, and 25 on the 6 of the 8. This way, the line will get paid 10. But to make it easy for the dealer, you'll get your 30 for the odds for each one of those. So you will get $40 for each time you win. And since we're not betting odds back here on the don't pass, I'm sorry, I take that back. So we're not doing the don't pass. We are still doing our pass line bets. So we're going to do the same thing. No matter what the point number is, we'll do the 3, 4, 5 times odds back here as well. It'll keep things nice and simple, and you don't have to worry about going from 2 to 4. Every time you win on the place bet, it should cover it. So in this situation, you had 10 here. You get paid 18, so that's 28. When the comeback moves up, 28, you'll get back $13. $10 place bet. The come moves up, you get paid 14 plus 10 is 24. You get 20, you get 4 back. And in this situation, the comeback moves up, 10 will pay 14, you get back 24. You have to drop $1, you go to 25. To me, that works a lot simpler and keeps things nice and easy. So we will get into the strategy real quick, and I will show you these variations. Once again, we will do the pass line and the don't come, and let me just get the table reset back up for the bankroll, and we'll get right back into shooting. Hey, Greens Tubers, so we are back now. We've got our $500 bankroll, and just a quick recap of the changes we're going to make. We are going to do the pass line, let that get established, bet the don't come. We probably will skip the hedging. If we were going to hedge, we would do a $9 hop to sevens. We're going to skip it, make it easier. And then once we get the don't come established, same thing, we go $10 from the remaining 4 place bet numbers, $10 come bet, where the come bet moves up, as well as the pass line, we would go 3 times, 4 times, 5 times odds for a $5 bet, not a $10 bet. So you have a $10, 10, 3 times would be 30, we're only gonna do 15. We're only gonna do 20 for these two, we're only gonna do 25 for these. It's gonna keep things a little simpler. The payout will be 30 for the odds portion and $10 for the combat portion or the pass line portion. So that's how we're gonna do this, and let's get started. 10 on the pass line, 6 is our points. We wait on the odds until we have the don't come number established. 6, 8, so don't come moves to the 8. And once again, since we have 6 as our point, we're going to go 25 as our pass line odds. 3. So we do lose the come. Back out on the come. 11. Come winner. We're not going to press anything or double bets. We're just going to collect any come bet winners or pass line, front line winners on the pass line. 4. So the come bet will travel up. This will pay 18. We're going to drop $2 to get paid 20. And once again, we're going to go $15 in odds. So $3 times odds on a $5 bet would be 15. That's less as collects. In this case, we're collecting 15, but we're technically collecting 13. I dropped 2 to get paid, so we don't have to worry about the whites. Oh, and back down the come. 11, 4, 8. So we do lose our don't come. Come bet will travel up. We're going to bet the don't come, and we're going to turn off all our bets and take our pass line odd bet down. So right now, the only things we have at risk are the line portion, the line portion of the come bets, the pass line, and our don't come. Oops, sorry, that was the 8. And we got 6. So we do win on the pass line. That's off. This moves up. So I'm going to click that. In this situation, I would just keep everything off. Makes things easier. And there's sort of one. We already have our don't come established, so now we're going back out on the pass line. 10. So 10 is our points. This was off. I'm going to turn everything back on. And then we're going to drop 25 for the odds here. You get this back. We've got all of our other numbers covered, so we're going to use this to bet our odds. $15 for the odds, and bet the come. 6. Once again, we lose or don't come. Bets go off. Pass line odds down. Yes, and this would travel there. Six. So that comes up. You do get paid for your line portion. And let's make sure I'm good on everything else here. Yep, so we got our don't come established, which is a 6. Back out on odds. Bets go back on. Come bet out, and we're going to try and get that come bet moving up. 9. Come bet travels. This will pay 14. I drop $1 to make it 15. $20 odds on the 9 and collect the $5. Get the come again. 4. That's a good one. So we'll pay it first. We'll do it straight out, make it a little bit easier. So once again, the line portion we get paid 10. 15 odds we get paid 30. This will move up. Technically you get this all back. And now we had 3 times 15. We're gonna, it's up to you now at this point. You can keep it at $15. If you want to be crazy and double the odds, you can go up to $30 in odds on it, which would technically have the full 3 times odds. We're just gonna leave it at 15. And collect the difference here. And make sure you go back out on your cup. 10, all right, so you get paid on the line. I'm sorry, this should have, I screwed that up. I'm gonna actually just correct it right now. Actually, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, so I should have had only 15 here instead of 25. So we're going to pay it as 15, which will be 2 to 1, which will be $30. Collect our winnings. The come bet moves up to the 10. At this point, since it is a come out roll, you can have the dealer put up your odds on the 10, but they will be off for the come out roll. We are going to leave our bets off for the come out roll. The only thing working will be the don't come and the line portion of the pass line of the come bets. So once again, oops, let me mark that down. 10. We're going to establish a point. 12. We lose the pass. 6 is our points. So this is a tough one. We do lose the don'ts. We're going to go off our bets. Bet the don't come again to establish that point. 6. So we do get paid for the front line. This goes off. Our don't number is established. Now we're looking to establish the points. Again, 6, man. Lose a don't portion. Gonna rebet it. Bet stay off. 9. Okay, there we go. So that travels to 9. The 9 will pay. $10 for the line portion. 30 for the odds. At this point, it would all come down. Since we have our other numbers up there, actually, I take that back. It would not pay that because our bets would have been off. So let me put that back out. Like I said in the previous video, there's a lot of moving parts to this. So if your bets are off as they were, this would not get paid. You would get paid on the line portion, so we're only going to make $10 on that. We will take this down, turn our bets back on, and since the point is 6, oops, that's winners. So our point is 6, $25 in odds. 11, doesn't help, doesn't hurt. And 7 out. So we do lose all this in here. And I apologize, I should have had to come that out, I didn't. Oops. I wanted to take a pretty big hit to our bankroll because of all the don't come losers on the hedging portion. It does happen. You really can't help it that well. Sometimes, I mean, you get to a point where you're hedging your hedges and you basically don't make any money. So, yes, we'll do one more shooter here. $10 in the pass. Our point is 9. Going for the don't come. 10. That moves up. And 7 out. Okay, that was a quick one. And sorry, I also would have had my odds up. I'm not gonna be that guy. Would have had 20 in odds, you lose that. Pay there. Point is 8. Six. So our don't come goes up to the 6. $25 odds. And 7 out. Of course. One more. It's always first. All right. 3. Lose the pass slide. Another 3. Double loss. 8. Point is 8. Bet the don't. 2. Hey. Well, that's how this actually works out for us. You get paid on the don'ts. 4. Moves up to the 4. We're going to drop $50 to get some breads. Let's see, our point is 8, so we need 25. 8. So we made our pass line. 10 for the line portion, 30 in odds. I'm starting to wonder if I didn't remove the puck. Yeah, I must have, but okay. We'll go with that. I probably didn't write it down correctly. So, yep, combat moves up. Come out roll 5. This was off for the come out roll, so we'll come back down. Let's see. We need $20 in odds on our 8. Let's get some more threads. We need combat. We need 20 in odds. Five, that works. Hit the pass line. Once again, 10 up front, 30 in the odds. Combat travels up. 4. All right, so 4 is our point. We do lose the don't come portion. We'll go back out on it. Bets are off. 9, so don't moves up to the 9. Turn bets on. This portion will come down, not paid, because it was off. Now let's see, we need 20 odds here. We only have, yeah, so I'm just gonna do this. That should have been 25 odds, so 20 odds there. And it's a 4, so we 15 odds back here. I come bet 9. We lose our don'ts. Bets go off. This moves up. 7, which is, let's see, it's not terrible right now. I'm going to show you why. Our bets are off, and I should have taken this down. I'm going to treat it like I did. So, with them being off, we did lose this. Lose the pass line. We lose the line portion of the come bets. But everything else, the odds, will be returned to us, and the place bets will be returned to us. So we do get some of this money back. That was not a risk. So I'm not going to count it. There's roughly 200 and light change there, 212 or so. We did get hit pretty hard in that strategy. We lost a lot of those don't come bets, which is always the tough part of this type of strategy. It's a fun strategy to try to play. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff to keep up on, and it will drive dealers kind of crazy because you're constantly turning bets on and off. You're moving things up and down and changing the place bet to a come bet, then changing the odds. Well, not in this situation, we're not changing the odds, but in the original version of the strategy, you're changing the odds, going from 2 times to 4 times. You're worried about turning them on and off to get the don't come reestablished. There's a lot of stuff. It probably would be easier just to play this as just going 75 on the don't pass, and then place bets with the come travels up, go to come bets with the 3, 4, 5 odds the way I detailed it here. That seems to be the easier way to play this strategy. If you guys want me to do a version of that, I can. Leave a comment down below and I'll run through it. That's no problem. So that's all I have for this one. So until next time, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you at the tables.